Good morning. I'm Marge, a Unity in Lynnwood prayer chaplain. Welcome everyone to this time of silent meditation. Whether you're part of our virtual online community or are here in our chancel, we share our gratitude for the opportunity to enter this sacred time together. So I invite you to take a deep breath and let it out with a sigh. And maybe another long breath with a comfortable sigh. And get comfortable in your chair or wherever you are. Drop down into your heart and slow your breathing. Feel the energy and soothing presence that is here in this space. And welcome yourself. Welcome all the parts of you. Welcome your breath into your body and your heart into your breath. Know that all of you is divine. Welcome all of you into this safe, loving, spirit-filled place. We take this into the silence. gently bring yourself back into this space. Let your outer eyes open and gently breathe in the truth of your being, your divine self. Gently exhale the truth of your being, a being of divine light, knowing that with God all things are possible. We know that divine grace and love greets and enfolds everyone here today, both inside and outside our building and throughout our virtual community. We bless and are grateful for everyone serving today, and we especially give thanks for the blessing of the spoken word through Dr. Richard and the inspiration of Matthew's beautiful music. We are grateful and blessed in this community of love. And so it is, and so it is.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunlight. I ain't seen it in so long, but everything's gonna work out just fine. Oh, and everything's gonna be alright. That's been all wrong. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be alright, gonna be okay.
Let's gather ourselves now, our deep selves, in preparation for our time together. Whether you are here in our sanctuary or here in our virtual sanctuary, settle in. If comfortable, close your outer eyes. Let's give ourselves a moment to arrive completely. My senses help me arrive as I notice sound. I feel my breath, also known as spirit, moving in and out through my lungs, slowing now. I sink into the chair or the ground beneath me. There is life we experience through our senses, and there is the invisible experiencer who exists beyond our senses. In this moment, I am the invisible experiencer of life. This morning, I step out onto my perch. This is a creation in my mind's eye where I become this invisible watcher. Here, there is seeing with no need to know or cling, no regret. I watch quietly, and it does not occur to me to compare or judge or want. I slow myself down. I pause. I wait. I am stillness. Stepping away from beginnings and endings, I embrace the uniquely human gift we call awareness. This is generative ground. This is mystery holding all things, moving between now and eternity and back again. As the life force calls the oak from the acorn, I am called into my next place of being me, a potential unfolding. I am renewed. I am refreshed. I am nourished. My heart and my mind open into peace and gratitude. And so it is.
It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines that had me bound. Well, I don't need 'em. Oh, I've been like a captured eagle. You know, an eagle's born to fly. Now that I have won my freedom, like an eagle, I am eager for the sky. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. Oh, and everything's gonna be alright. Gonna be okay. peace within me, peace surrounding me, peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace within me, peace surrounding me, peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. Peace within me, peace surrounding me, peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. By thy grace let there be peace. When I look in your eyes, I see the beloved. I see the beloved looking back at me. When I stand next to you, I can feel the beloved, feel the beloved in you. You are in my soul, you are my inspiration. With you in my heart, I am never alone. We are one. There is no separation. When I rest in you, I'm home. When I touch your heart, I feel the beloved. I feel the beloved touching me. When I open my heart, I open to the beloved, to the beloved in you. You are in my soul, you are my inspiration. With you in my heart, I am never alone. We are one. There is no separation. When I rest in you, I'm home. When I touch your heart, feel the beloved, I feel the beloved touching me. When I open my heart, I open to the beloved in you, to the beloved in you, to the beloved in you.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to our Sunday service at Unity in Lynnwood. We're so pleased that you've chosen to be with us this morning. My name is Linda Babin, and I'll be your platform assistant this morning. Our Unity in Lynnwood community is both physical and virtual. Our reach has extended beyond our geography all the way to Africa, I have learned recently. Well, it is September, and a new school year has begun. I worked in education for almost 40 years, and so on top of my own years of being a student, my year began in September for a long time. And I get a little nostalgic now in September. You might remember all the way back to your early years in school. There is such excitement and enthusiasm and anticipation and hope in these young, wiggling bodies, and it's contagious. It made me smile last week on Friday when I watched some of the children in our neighborhood getting off the school bus, and they jump and they twirl and they skip. And now my grandchildren are in elementary school, and so I'm able to capture some of their joy as they share theirs with me. If you enjoy new beginnings, and I think most people do, Unity is a very good place for you. Don't we all like to celebrate new beginnings? We do it in January when the calendar turns to the new year, and I think we do it at our birthdays. And when the seasons change and spring comes, we're celebrating newness at every opportunity. At Unity, there's quite a recognition that life is dynamic, that we are forever learning and changing and growing. In fact, we could say that we're in the growth business here. We help one another grow. If something doesn't unfold as we would like, we get to go back to the beginning. We get what I call do-overs. No regrets, no embarrassments. We've had a wonderful lesson. It's an attitude that helps us stay in the game and on the gratitude side of life. Finding opportunities to learn and grow is an important reason people are drawn to Unity. Another reason for gathering at Unity in Lynnwood is to give us opportunities to experience the power of working with others. This whole idea of collaboration and community. I read recently something I had not known about geese, and I thought, that may have a message for us. Here's an interesting goose fact. Geese actually fly more than 70% further when they travel in their V-shaped formation than when they fly solo. They take lift from one another. My mind jumped to Unity in Lynnwood's August hands-on housing project, where a few key leaders here led a large group of us in a one-day house yard makeover for a person in need of our help. I'm not sure how we would describe our particular formation, but as a group, we were able to do in one day something we never could have done working independently. It was satisfying to all parties concerned. At Unity, then, we learn and grow together, and we enable ourselves to act with greater impact. We multiply our power to do good things in the world. Unity welcomes all people to come and join us. We invite people from all walks of life and different lifestyles, from all racial groups, all sexual orientations and identities. We welcome you as you are, and we hope you will feel a warm welcome when you arrive. Unity is inclusive and diverse. Today, we are very pleased that you are here with us. I hope you will be able to stay after service today and enjoy a cup of coffee, enjoy some conversation, maybe make yourself a new acquaintance with someone you've not met before. Please stay tuned because it will be a little special today in our Friendship Hall. Dr. Richard, I would like to welcome you.
Thank you, Linda B. It's nice to be welcomed this morning. Oh, my goodness. What a pleasure it is to be with you. I'd like to begin by welcoming Stacy Bailey and some of our teens to the platform. It was the pleasure of my week to receive a note that one of our longtime members desired to share a special birthday in-house today. I hope you will indeed join us in Friendship Hall. Enjoy a delicious cupcake as we celebrate the 100th birthday of Irene Hunter.
Good morning. I'm Stacy. I'm the Youth and Family Director here at Unity in Lynnwood. And if you didn't know already, the Youth and Family do Hospitality Sundays on the second Sunday of every month. Excuse me. This month, when the kids were discussing the theme, we found out that tomorrow is National Video Game Day. Conversation stopped. Video Game Day is our theme, indeed. And then we got wind that there was a 100th birthday in our congregation, and that was super exciting. And all of the kids got to talking and chatting on our texting, all of that, and decided that what better way to say happy 100th than, and incorporate it into video games, level up. Level 100. So with that in mind, a few of the kids helped me design and put together a gift. So Ian is going to give Irene this t-shirt that we made, Level Up 100, to go along with our theme. We wish you a very happy 100th birthday. So I invite you all to come join us after service for our hospitality. It is Video Game Day, and we do have video games in Friendship Hall right now. So, and then we have some video game trivia. We have a Pokemon-inspired fruit platter for your pleasure. We have a Mario-inspired veggie tray. We have Minecraft treats, and of course the cupcakes that were lovingly donated by our birthday person in the house. So please join us. All of your love offerings support our youth activities and events throughout the year, so we really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see you in Friendship Hall after the service.
Stacy referenced the level up this morning during rehearsal, and the person under 40 giggled. And the rest of us sort of looked at each other, knowing that indeed something special had been communicated among people of a certain age. I remember my 100th birthday, Irene. I didn't get a shirt, so happy birthday. Thank you for standing center to this evolving, unfolding idea of oneness and possibility, which we call unity in Lynnwood. Thank you for that, Irene Hunter. And thanks to each of you for continuing to stand to center for this same idea. My name is Dr. Richard Loren Held. It is indeed the honor of an incarnation to serve as the spiritual director for this idea we share. Practical spirituality, welcoming community. A mission statement, short on word. Oh boy, it's not short on meaning, is it? Practical, welcoming. Woo, woo, woo. So it is that I like to support this mission statement every week with one of the supporting statements which we developed in conversation with your Board of Trustees beginning in late 2014. Take a deep breath. Does this belong to you? Does this belong to you? Today it is the 5th of the 6, and it reads as follows. We actively seek and enthusiastically include truths from all great spiritual traditions. I love that one. I love it. I love it. I hope you love it. If you're in our virtual sanctuary today, we invite you to open your chat window, greet one another, allow our social media host, Callee, to greet you. Drop us a first name. Tell us the location from which you are joining us this morning, and allow us to say, oh my goodness, allow us to say hi to you. Today, the in-house sanctuary greets the virtual sanctuary. Dale from Lake Stevens, Ursula from Cocoa, Judy from Port, St. Lucia? St. Lucie. You know, we can negotiate this after. Deb from New Jersey, Sally from Mukilteo, Reverend Nina Clark, San Antonio, Texas. She arrived last evening. Pascaline from Nairobi, Kenya. In-house sanctuary, will you join me in turning in your own way to the virtual sanctuary and saying, welcome you? Welcome you. We see you. We see you. If you'd like to pray with someone following the conclusion of this time together, whether you are in our physical sanctuary or our virtual sanctuary, we proudly offer a bevy of trained prayer chaplains eager to support you. For those in our physical sanctuary, that you might be able to identify these individuals, will you please stand, prayer chaplains? Let us put eyes on you, please. These individuals will happily greet you at the front of the sanctuary following our time. In our virtual sanctuary, start the same process simply by writing prayer@unityinlynnwood.org. Do include a working telephone number and expect a call after our time together has concluded. Words of invocation, take them in the manner suited to you, quietly, loudly, standing, seated, appropriate levels of dancing only, if you so choose. Our words of invocation read thusly: though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. We gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. And every week we find creative new ways to do just that. creative new ways, week after week, to say the same thing. I'm so happy to see you. You give me a great gift by being here, for the rich privilege of yet again basking in the nobility of you. I begin our time together with gratitude. With gratitude. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you. There is a verse that has been haunting me. It reads as follows: ask, and paraphrased, ask and you're going to receive, seek and you're going to find, knock and it will be opened to you. It's, as I said, it's been chasing me about for a few weeks. And if you're like me, it likely conjures common, even basal interpretations such as, oh, goody. Clearly, Jesus wants me to have a Rolex. Verses from Christian scripture, of course, if you're not familiar. There's one high-profile pastor who has gone so far as to conclude more grandly, oh, goody, Jesus wants me to have a private jet. Not just any private jet either. It's a private jet with a price tag of some $65 million. And it looks like he's going to get it. That's perhaps neither here nor there, but I digress. Now, knowing what I know of Jesus, his values, his mission, his visions for the world, his teachings, it seems unlikely to me that the end game of ask, seek, knock is, oh, goody, Jesus wants me to have a Rolex. Much less, oh, goody, Jesus wants me to have a private jet. Now, that's just my opinion. Stick with me, won't you? Every time I teach from the Christian library, I like to start with what I call my 9-point Jesus orientation. Now, if you've heard it before, take a deep breath. I humbly suggest it's worth hearing again. Number one, we don't know what Jesus said. We know what someone said Jesus said. We have to engage our own hearts and minds in our seeking. Number two, we have not heard from everyone. Some of Jesus's closest and most celebrated students were edited out by the early church. Some of Jesus's closest and most celebrated students were women. Number three, Jesus was an observant Jew. For the most part, he was teaching Jewish people from Jewish scripture. He was not starting a new religion. Christian anti-Semitism is but one oxymoronic distortion of Christian thought. Number four, in sweeping ways, the ministry about Jesus has departed radically from the ministry of Jesus. You need a minute with that, or are you good? Number five, Jesus consistently denied his specialness. He encouraged people to do that which he did, that his students would worship instead of follow, is antithetical to the very heart of his message. Number six, Jesus was a teacher of consciousness. This means that elements of attitude, perception, belief, attachment, worth, relationships, and beyond can be found in many, if not all, of his teachings. Number seven, if his teachings seem easy, try again. Try again. As a parabolic teacher, his intentions would have assumed the need for additional conversation, additional exploration, even argument. Number 8, one must at least approach the context of Jesus if one would approach the wisdom of Jesus. An approach to Semitic languages, Jewish history, Jewish mythology, Jewish wisdom traditions in general, and both the geography and the cultures in which he lived and taught are starting points for any seeking of understanding. Number 9, that Jesus himself would have considered his message to somehow be exclusive is absurd. It's absurd. So to me, it seems unlikely that the end game of ask, seek, and knock is, oh, goody, Jesus wants me to have at all. In fact, I've grown to question whether this is best heard as something of a promising formula at all. I've begun to consider the possibility that it's best heard as something of a cautionary note. Instead, is it possible that the wise rabbi could have been attempting to alert us to a dynamic that's always at work in our lives? A psycho-spiritual law, if you will, suggesting that the world we hold in here tends to inform the world we experience out there. Whew. There's a fable in which the traveler asked the old man at the edge of town, and defining old, I think that happens around 130. Around 130, just want to be clear about that. He asked the old man at the edge of town, "What are the people like in this town?" To which the old man replied, "Well, what were the people like in your previous town?" "Well, they were selfish and gossipy, pretty much dishonest to a person. They would take advantage and discard you in the end." To which the old man replied, "Well, I'm sad to tell you, I think you will find that they're pretty much the same in this town." And of course, as our tale continues, the next traveler asked the same old man the same question, "What are the people like in this town?" To which the old man replied again, "Well, what were the people like in your previous town?" "Well, they were generous and they were caring, pretty much decent to a person. They would offer support and include you to the very end." To which the old man replied, "Well, I'm happy to tell you, I think you'll find that they're pretty much the same in this town." Maybe the old man understood that the world we hold in here tends to inform the world we experience out there. I've been known to say the same thing this way: if there's nothing to do in your town, this tells me a lot more about you than it tells me about your town. Needless to say, I am not always popular in my dispensing of wisdom. It ever stuns me to meet locals who can say with all sincerity, "There's nothing to do here." It stuns me, and I'm quite certain my face looks stunned when I hear it. Now, for those in our virtual sanctuary this morning, translate the following to your geography, because the principle is really quite the same. Did you know that you are a short drive from the desert? Nod yes for me, please. From the ocean? From the mountains? Did you know you are a short drive from caves and falls, rainforests? Did you know that people travel thousands of miles to climb Mount Baker, to hike the enchantments, to walk Deception Pass, to see the Columbia River Gorge. Did you know that people travel thousands of miles to experience what is effectively your backyard? Did you know that for some $8, I think it's less for seniors, did you know that for $8 you can take a cruise? Now, some people call it a ferry, I get that, but for $8 you can take a cruise from which you will watch Mount Rainier emerge over the Seattle skyline as seals play around your boat and the scent of evergreen fills your nose. Did you know that? This is 1 hour from my home. Wow. And yet I have neighbors who say, there's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do here. And for them, such is their reality. The world we hold in here tends to inform the world we experience out there. One of the common conversations in my work goes something like this. Oh, Dr. Richard, I'm so glad at long last to have found unity in Lynnwood. I can tell you're an honest man. I've been to 8 churches before this, and all of their teachers, it saddens me to say, were dishonest, you see. Or, oh, Dr. Richard, I am so glad at long last to have found unity in Lynnwood. I can tell that you are a principled man. I've been to 24 churches before this, and all of their teachers, it saddens me to say, were deceitful people, you see. Oh, Dr. Richard, I'm so glad at long last to have found unity in Lynnwood. I can tell you that you are a caring man. Now, the truth is I do care, but that's beside the point. I can tell that you really care. I've been to 38 churches, 4 mosques, 3 synagogues. I've been to 2 hot yoga studios and an ayahuasca nudist colony before this. And all of their teachers were, well, you can fill in the blank. It's as if we're all screen writers, you see. And until and unless we change our scripts, we will tend to find people to play those roles we've written. So I am not heartened by one who has finally found honesty or principle or caring after a lifetime of dishonesty, deceit, you fill in the blank. You see, because experience has shown me that until and unless a person has really changed any script that might be operating, I'm likely to just become the next star in the latest episode in an ongoing drama. Maybe most disappointing of all, when one hasn't yet developed the courage or the faith or the willingness to step into a something authentic that would be expressed through them, a vision, a calling, a ministry, a mission, whatever, when one hasn't yet developed the courage or the faith or the willingness to step into a something authentic that would be expressed through them, instead of asking for support, they hand me a script in which I'm to play their scapegoat or their justification instead. Maybe the most disappointing of all, because if there's something authentic that would be expressed through you, I want to help you find the faith or the courage or the willingness to step into it. Lean into community. Don't pull back. Lean forward, don't pull back. Over the next few weeks, we will be hearing from poets who indeed have a something authentic longing to be expressed through them. What a gift, what a privilege, what an honor. Thank you for demonstrating a leaning into community. We start with your board chair. Will you welcome, please, John Brooks?
Thank you, Dr. Richard. Thanks, everyone. I don't know whether some of us here may be old enough here to remember Dag Hammarskjöld. He was the former president of Norway and later the Secretary General of the United Nations. And he kept a journal. It was translated into English as Markings, as the title. But what he really meant was trailblazing, that we mark our trail as we go through. And so many of us have been through a number of spiritual transformations in our lives. And in my case, it resulted in a fair body of writings that I didn't really set out to do, but that just sort of came to me. Dr. Richard has asked me to share a few, which I will be happy to do. Some of them are longer, some of them are short. The short ones I may read twice, just so you can catch them. First one's called Ancestral Heart. My ancestors are always with me, watching my struggles, cheering my triumphs, feeling my defeats. My every cell their legacy, every thought their distant dream, every vision a sight they could never behold, but may be glimpsed once in their hearts. Our ancestors are always with us, when our pulses race, when our tempers flare, and arms raise up in rage. And two, when we comfort a child, weed a flower bed, or fall into silence to pray for peace. We think we are soloists, but listen, how each voice blends into the great chorus of the unseen. Your ancestors are always with you. This one is called This Love. This love blows like a holy wind through my empty house, never abiding, always present. Adrift. Tired of the futility of rowing, I set my boat adrift. Now I marvel at passing scenes I would have missed. Downstream, the chattering of thunderous water. Calling card. God is always here. Even if he steps away for a moment, or an hour, or a day, he leaves his calling card, our longing. This joy. Early spring, late sun glistening in the dew on the limbs of a barren pear tree. Someone whose face I've yet to see is causing this joy and kissing my heart. Furl the sail. In a storm like this, the tiller is useless. Furl the sail and let out the sea anchor of prayer. Indoor cat. My cat sits on the windowsill, looking out expectantly, patiently. The green grass shimmers in the morning sunlight. Then a black crow swoops down and alights in the grass, pecking for some elusive insect. My cat's feet twitch with a primal knowing, yet thwarted by a glass pane of separation. Looking through the windows of my corporal eyes, I feel my soul twitching to be free. There's a saying, excuse me, there's a saying that a friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and sings it to you when you forget. I had a friend like that. He died about 1.5 years ago, and we were that for each other. We did a lot of hiking together before he moved out of state. And a couple of weeks ago, I decided to go on, I gotta drink water here. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to go on a hike, which he and I had not done together, but I knew which was one of his favorites. And I sat down for a moment on the trail, and all of a sudden, poems started to come to me. So Lake Olali was the hike, and so these are called the Olali Quartets. They're 4 short poems. Resting along a mountain trail in the forest, filtered sunlight on the young maple, its leaves luminescent. Around me, trees large and small stand silently. Life just wants to be. Number 2. Mountain stream cascading over worn rocks, the sound of its crystalline waters laughing at me. And I wonder, does it know it's going to the sea? Number 3. Not even an hour into these deep woods, and the poet in me appears. I hold back a tear and ask him, where have you been hiding? Number 4. On a mountain pilgrimage to honor the memory of a dear old friend, how many thousands of steps we walked together. This time, there are half as many, and carrying you in my heart is no burden. Thank you, thank you.
So the people I've invited into this program are the people I've seen. If you have a gift, please let me see it. Please let me see it. Ask, seek, knock. It is a psycho-spiritual law, if you will, suggesting that the world we hold in here tends to inform the world we experience out there. We like to think we see the world the way it is. It seems to fit with our John Wayne down-to-earth common sense culture with its sayings such as, well, that's just the way it is, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and there's nothing new in the world. We can turn to social media alone to find our inner states affirmed and echoed and mirrored by an endless parade of others by virtue of some algorithmic ego stroker. We like to think we see the world the way it is, but what if that's not really the highest truth? What if we see the world the way we are? Instead, you might know someone so fixated on lack that they have to become blind to their blessings. You might know someone so fixated on the world's evils that they have become blind to blessings. You might know somebody so fixated on their narratives that they have become blind to redemptions. Said more clearly, you might know someone so fixated on their positionality that they've become blind to their possibility. It was Unity's co-founder, Charles Fillmore, who explained that we can become so fixated on an angel flying through the window carrying a check that we become blind to the brilliant idea flying through our mind carrying a solution. Do you remember when you bought that gray Honda of yours and miraculously a few hundred people seemed to buy the same car on the same day? Now, what was really happening was the world you hold in here tends to inform the world you experience out there. I would go so far as to suggest that you don't even see me this morning, so much as you see your history with me. You see your hopes of me. You might even see your fears around me. You don't see me as I am, perhaps. You see me as you are. And this is important because we like to think we build our lives upon truths when more often we build our lives upon stories. And we like to think we war with each other over principles when more often we war with each other over perceptions. When you look at the image I chose for today's conversation, I imagine half of you see a man facing forward, and half of you see a man facing sideways. How am I doing so far? And the point isn't whether he's facing forward or facing sideways. The point is that you're seeing it, how you're seeing it. So the challenge is when you stumble upon the next situation that supports your story of lack, back up. Back up. Take a broader view. Have the courage to ask, is this really the truth? Or is it just my truth? When you stumble upon the next trigger that supports your story of limitation, back up. Take a broader view. Have the courage to ask, is this really the truth? Or is this just my truth? When you stumble upon the next person who supports your story of those people, back up. Take a broader view. Have the courage to ask, is this really the truth? Or is this just my truth? Ask, seek, knock. It's not a teaching about watches and jets. It's a teaching about consciousness. You're already asking. You're already seeking. And you're already knocking. It's a teaching suggesting that if you don't like what you are getting, finding, and seeing, you might have to ask some new questions. You might have to seek some new perspectives. Dear friends at Unity in Lynnwood, you might have to knock on some different doors. Take a deep breath with me. Close those outer eyes for a moment of deeper consideration, a moment of deeper contemplation. Some call it meditation. It matters not. Let's allow the very physicality of us simply to become available. Available as a conduit to the very highest of us. And into such a prepared physicality, we simply drop a question. What might it mean to me today? What might it mean to me today to ask a new question? In life, such as it is not, into that circumstance, into that condition, what might it mean to me today to seek some new perspectives? as I prepare to step back into that world of effects with its complexities, its personalities, its demands, its beauties. What might it mean to me today to back up, to assume a broader view? What might it mean to me today to knock on a few new doors? Resisting any temptation to accept or to reject, to pull closer or to push further, we observe. And for any image, for any sensation, for any suggestion which may have presented itself, we allow gratitude to be our response. Each in a unique way, then we bring this experience to a close by saying, whether aloud or silently, we say thank you. We say thank you. We say thank you. And so it is.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. Thank you, John Brooks. Very lovely. Each Sunday, we invite our participants to join in the financial support of this community and to envision with us good works flowing far beyond our walls. Of course, our giving is critical to our operation. Easy options for giving will appear on your screen. If you would like information about Unity in Lynnwood's program for regular planned giving called Giver's Circle or Legacy Giving, please write Dr. Richard directly. For those already in Giver's Circle, we extend a special thanks. At the back of the room, at our welcome and information station, there is a lot of refreshed material. If you've been around a long time, if you're new, there's just a lot of material. And one of them is a giving card. And I really encourage you to take a look at the giving card because it encourages us to think very broadly about giving. And I think as we do that, we infuse this act with more and more meaning. Giving one of the ways, can be thought of as prayer. And thinking of it as prayer, I'm sharing a thought from a book called The Soul of Money. Author Lynn Twist suggests, let your soul inform your money and your money express your soul. Money can be a conduit for your commitment and a currency of your love. Pause long enough to connect the heartfelt intention of your soul and infuse whatever gift you may be giving, whether it's in your hand now to drop in at the back of the sanctuary, or whether you're doing this in your imagination because you're a regular Giver Circle giver. Just take a moment to infuse the gift with your deepest loving intention. And I welcome anyone new to Unity in Lynnwood for the first time, or again, those who are new-ish. Again, the Welcome and Information Station is a great place to sort of ground and orient yourself. And if you haven't visited for a while, do that. It is a wealth of information about Unity. For new folks, in the back of the chair right in front of you, you also see some cards. One is just the newcomer's card. There's a card if you'd like to stay in touch with us. There's a prayer card if you would prefer to offer a prayer in writing, and a box right to the right as you leave the sanctuary where you could leave that card. If you are new, please stop by our gift shop called Soul Things right inside the front door and ask for your complimentary copy of Daily Word, Unity's little publication of inspirational messages, short and sweet, and a really nice way to get your mind going in a good path for the day. And again, please join us in the Friendship Hall for a special celebration, as well as just fellowship. I do want to mention that you will find all the activities that go on at Unity in Lynnwood on our website at www.unityinlynnwood.org. And if you go there, click on the calendar page, it comes up and it shows you what's happening and when. For registering, go right to the event and the date and click on it, and then you will be prompted so you can easily sign up. We have 2 upcoming book studies starting next Sunday afternoon, and I want to welcome both Art Johnson and Mandy Arwin up to the platform to tell us a little bit about their offerings.
I'm really honored to be in your presence. I'm going to do a little bit of shifting, and I'm going to be talking about practical spirituality without defying the principles that really give us a sense of peace. But one of the things that concerns me is the world around us. Look at the sky right now. It's full of smoke, okay? And we're told it's an outcome of climate change and of global warming. And as a human being, as a spiritual existence, having a human life, I have a calling to share our gifts with the world and to invite you in. So I found a book. One of the things I felt really lonely, I said, well, look, I'm 76 years young, and are there other people out here that have some kind of love for changing the world, at the same time have a center of peace and joy that's within them, to actually use that to transform their lives and to further grow as human beings? And I found this really, really good book by a person named Joanna Macy. And Joanna Macy is amazing. She has, it's called Act of Hope, How to Face the Mess We're In with Unexpected Resilience and Creative Power. And I said, wow, this sounds like something worth reading. So I jumped into this book, and I discovered a whole way that we can kind of take our understanding and leverage it for the joy of the world, for the joy of the wealth of the world, for the joy of nature, and for essentially really being that kind of practical spirituality that makes a difference. And I was in that same class with you in terms of this looking at prosperity from a deeper sense, which has to deal with the distribution of wealth and the wealth of nature and the principles here. So this book and this course, I'll just read this here briefly. It's a deep, caring, diving directly into the mess we're in, specifically our unfolding climate catastrophe, honoring all life. I don't know if you've been studying what the scientists are telling us, but we're deeply at risk. At the same time, we have the utmost hope that we can really make a change. There's a shift that has to go on. And so we live in three stories. You're talking about stories. One story is business as usual. Life never changes, that's just the way it is, blah, blah, blah. But we're also experiencing all around us the great unraveling. Economies are failing, people are dying, we're losing species. I just read an article about a third of the tree species are at risk. Trees are what breathe us, takes in carbon dioxide and puts out oxygen. If we didn't have the vegetation, we would not have life on this earth. So this is really neat. But what's really even neat, better than that, is the fact that there's a great turning that deep within, from the spiritual being that's at our very center, there's some really, really good things happening with really, really good people that we can all be a part of. You over here on the world, so we're a global community now. So I invite you to join us for this experience. It's only 1 hour. It'll be starting this next Friday from 2 to 3. Sunday from 2 to 3. And it will be a really nice, it's not a requirement. The homework is really based on what you in your heart want to do, but we have some really good practices that can flow the goodness out of you, what you call opening sentences that'll just say, hey, listen, if I could change the world, I would, and then things can flow that way. And we can then really support each other in a way that can do a world of good. So thank you so much. Also, in the back of where the welcome table is, there's a description of the course. It's actually 12 weeks long, but it'll be really joyous. The time will just fly. So we invite you to join us.
Hello, my name is Mandy R. Wen, and I am speaking today to advertise a wonderful book study group on the Will Bowen book, To You, Love God. To You, Love God is an awe-inspiring book containing a collection of life-changing messages straight from the source. Simple, yet deeply moving, To You, Love God speaks directly to you with the wisdom and compassion of God. These messages will give you a deep awareness of God's presence, guidance, and love for you. It's as if God sent you a personal message filled with encouragement and guidance for your life. This group starts a week from today, every Sunday from 3 to 4, and I will be the facilitator. Running from September 18th through November 6th, 8 weeks, you can sign up on the calendar page. All are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Art and Mandy. Just 2 more announcements here. There will be a Fall Women's Health and Wholeness Retreat. The date is Saturday, September 24th. The time is 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Please come join us, the Women of Unity, as we dedicate a day to our wellness through meditation, sound, movement, and energy work. An exciting array of practitioners, a spa lunch, and social time are all included in the $50 registration fee. Bring your women friends for a day of health and wholeness. Last announcement here, the Third Act Small Group has scheduled another Friday lunch. This will be Friday, September 30th at 1:30 p.m., hosted by Nancy Merrill. The Third Act Group invites those who are 60 or greater to gather for socialization, support, and lively discussions about what comes next on this journey called life. I hear there's some laughter involved in these conversations. Please, BYOBL, which means bring your own bag lunch. So, hope to see you at any and all of these events.
So now take a deep breath. We'll move into the second segment of our service today. Very happy to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Art and Mandy, for offering new beginnings and possibilities. The book studies are 1 hour, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock, respectively, starting next Sunday. Visit the calendar page. Take a deep breath with me, won't you? Let us come into the audacious claim that the God of our understanding is present. Close your eyes if you so choose. Let's come into the audacious claim that the God of our understanding is present. The wisdom I seek is as near as my next breath. The life I intuit is the very highest reality of me then, beyond any appearances of beginnings or endings. The balance, the equilibrium, the harmony that I know to stand at the center of isness itself calls for my recognition today. So my prayer simply becomes one of yes. My prayer becomes one of yes for that which already is doing what it's already doing. The God of my understanding, already being God, doing God through me. What good news is that? So my prayer simply becomes one of yes. I relinquish the need to be a person of doing, coercing, manipulating, controlling, creating, unfolding. And I relax into becoming a person of welcoming. I welcome that which already is to do that which it's already doing through me. And for this, I allow a sense of gratitude to rise. And we close this time together as we always do, with sung words of blessing, with sung words of farewell.
May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure